So here he is in all of his glory. Love this chrome sword. I think that's a brilliant effect. You know, that it is shiny. It's shiny. It's shiny, Alex.
Very shiny.
It's very shiny. The negatives that I will say is there are little clips. I'll try and show it if I can. There you go. That go in this section here. That are part of the Tyrannosaurus that will fly off when you try and actually put him in a position that involves moving the legs or bending the legs. A couple of the things that I will say as well is the pterodactyl clip, when it clips in, is extremely loose. So when you do end up moving the arms, blah, 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 you could end up knocking it off. Yeah, and those side hip clips will fly across the room. You have no choice. It's going to happen. You know, unless you get some blue tack and you stick it on. So for myself, I've taken them off just to pose him. Posability is absolutely fantastic on here. You know, you've got your arms, you've got your legs. Here's some negativity right here, though, is that he's extremely top heavy, and this will happen. It is bad engineering. I hate to say it, and it pains me to say it, but the joints that should be tight are loose, and the ones that should be loose are tight.
I'm going to go battle mode. Let's fight the villains.
Yeah, let's just fall over. Yeah, it is interesting. But once you've got him in a pose that you like, the idea being is that you've posed him. That's it. It's not playetic. You know, the figure isn't really designed to be played with. It's designed to be put into a position.
Do the splits?
Do the splits. Yeah, you can do the splits. You can bend the knee back as well, I believe.
Did you want to?
I'll give it a go. I'll pass you over. Here you go, Alex. Right. Yeah, so you can do this. That's right. I'll put myself in shot and I'll show you what happens. So yeah, you can bend it like this. Which is kind of cool. The thing that you do need to remember when you put the leg in, and this was something that was causing me a bit of a jip, is that when you put the leg, there you go, in, you can see where the red clip is at the back. Push it so that it doesn't go any further, and that will lock the leg into place. So then, yeah, do that, do this, and then push down. So just so you can see it on the yellow as well. Right, when you've got it, so like that, like this, and basically push it as far down as it will let you go without breaking it. So you should get a little bit of more of a click on one side than the other. For some reason, it doesn't want to do it on the other one. Hold on. I'll take it out and I'll put it back in. So like that, like this, and then down, and it should make a little bit of a click noise. Yeah, for some reason, don't know why, but he is extremely top heavy on mine, and he will just want to fall over. The only other, because there are some good things, there are some negative things as well. One of the negative things is the black on here will come off. It will rub off. So every time you take it out and you put it back in, just be mindful that is going to happen eventually. So yeah, there we go. Because I've had to re-add paint. I shouldn't really be having to do this for the cost of this figure. However, other than those minor things, it's a beautiful, beautiful Megazord. One of the things I will say is that it's designed to look a very, very specific way. If you are expecting Soul of Jugokin quality, you're not going to get it. If you're expecting something akin to the Legacy Megazord, this, in my opinion, is actually better, but does have its problems and isn't screen accurate, but I don't think it's supposed to be. That's the whole point of the Sword of Ascension project, is that they take the idea and they roll with it. They make it their own. They do something slightly different, so it's recognizable, but it's new. The thing that will polarize most people, and myself and Alex have talked about it, is this.
The shield,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people don't like the hexagon design. I don't know where it came from. I don't hate it. It's different. The one thing that I don't like is the consistency. We've got the kind of transparent plastic here, but we don't have it on the back. I don't know what that's about. the idea of being able to see, there we go. So you know how I was saying to you earlier on, you've only got to lightly touch this and it will spring out like a book, right? The clips, they're just bad. Like, it feels rushed to market. It doesn't feel like they did a correct level of testing. I mean, the piece of plastic shouldn't be flying out from here when you're moving the leg, you know, that's not cool. So for everything wrong with it, I still love how it looks when it's together and you put it together. One of the things I do want to mention as well, because everyone forgets to do this, right? When you have the blue Zord, what you need to do is actually open it out. So when it's in its proper sort of Zord tank mode, if you like, as far as it will go, says me. So like that, and pew pew. So you basically fold out the legs as far as they'll go, like that, and that is proper tank mode.
But they're not obviously wheels.
Yeah, that irks me. It's just plastic. There's no wheels.
It's not like a
obviously
tank.
These aren't going to pop out and there's going to be no chain. You haven't got solid sugar in here. Don't think about it. You know, don't compare it to what came before, which is a very difficult thing to do. Like, don't compare it to what was available, because this is its own thing, and that's kind of how you should look at it. But we're human beings and we instinctively look at what came before. Yeah. One of the joints, the joint here, this is too tight. That is too tight. The other joint is too loose. You know, I don't understand how this got through the actual process. So it was very, very dumb. Because it is so tight, trying to put that back in takes a lot of work. I had to use a piece of string to push it forward. And yeah, it just feels like it's going to snap. So although I tried to be positive, this is a very negative review.
It looks very pretty, but there's a lot of flaws.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that old thing of very pretty but very little substance. Is it worth the price point? No. And that pains me to say that. Is it worth the $160+ ? No, it's not. If you buy it here in Australia, you're talking about over $300. You know, with from one of the online stores. I mean, you can obviously hunt about and do what I did, and get it kind of sent over from the States, but deliver it at the moment is absolutely ridiculously costly for obvious reasons with what's going on in the world. And then there we go. So that should lock in the legs. I'll just pop him down. Also, one of the positives actually is that the feet, the head at the bottom, they're on ball joints, so you can actually stand him relatively well. There is also this wonderful kickstand part right here.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. So you can balance him relatively. I'll try and put it so that you can actually get him to stand up. There we go. So when together, it's a thing of beauty. With the Mastodon, you get clips as well, which you can clip onto the bottom of his feet to help him stand up. Myself personally, I found that more of a nuisance, and he was more inclined to fall over than he was to actually stand up. But looking at it, Alex, having a play with it, what do you think?
In just as is, if you just leave it as in a case, it's very pretty, but you sort of want to pick it up and play with it, but you can't because things will fall off.
It's not as fully a party. That's such a great English use of the language there. Look, he passes the shake test.
Yeah.
So he doesn't fall apart like the Beast X Ultra Zord, which you've only got to look at and that thing falls to bits instantly. I had so much fun putting that together. But but yeah, you're not really meant to play with this. You're meant to look at it, and everything tells you that that's the truth.
Yeah.
You know, you pick it up, you show your friends how cool it is. You go, this part comes off, and this part does this, but you're not meant to play around with it. You're meant to just pose it and leave it. That's the impression that I get. But posability is phenomenal. That is one of the pluses, I would say. The level of detail is not so accurate, but it's not supposed to be. But I love what they've done. I like what they've done. I just wish that they had spent a little bit more time with research and development on it, because there are bits that look like they went, this will do. No, you shouldn't have the attitude at that price point and go through that level of design, because the box itself is a thing of beauty when you open it. The tissue paper is infuriating, but looks really pretty. So they've obviously gone through and designed everything as well as they can in that regard, but the figure itself, it doesn't, to me, justify the price point. If you're going to cut corners, then no, it's not worth it.
You may as well stick at it longer with that price. It's like, do everything properly, no shortcuts.
Well, yeah, do it properly or don't do it at all.
Yeah.
That's the thought that I have. For myself, I would say out of 5, I would give it 4 out of 5, because it's a damn good effort, but you need to up your game, Hasbro. Like, some things on here are not cool. You know, the paint scuffing from the sword that I've had to repair myself, the fact that the leg hinges are weak and it just wants to topple over. You know, the fact that the hip joint for the once it's in Megazord mode, I've had to take them off because I can't pose it. It's just those little irritations. You get that right in the next iteration, you've got yourself a winner.
Yeah. If it was just a model like, for example, the ZO.
Oh, like it didn't transform?
Yeah, it would be okay like that. I would sort of say give it a 4 in terms of you can put it in a case, but in terms of playability, it probably would be, for me, more of a 3 out of 5, maybe 2.5 out of 5. Because
to create a new word for it, I would say playetic. It's not playetic. No. You can't play with it.
No.
You know, you can show it off and go, hey, this is what it looks like. It's individual swords and it combines. But if you had money to burn and you bought 2, then yeah, you'd pose 1 and you'd have 1 in its individual swords. But who's got money to do that, right?
Yeah. Pretty much. All right. Catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.